Hi Taurus, welcome back to the Astrology 33 channel. This is your June 2024 tarot reading. Thanks to those of you who've liked, viewed, shared, and subscribed to the channel. I appreciate all of that. For those of you new to the channel, swords what we have in front of us, the Celtic crossbred as always, and I also pulled the 4 agreements and wisdom of the oracle card for you guys. We're actually going to start the reading off by rolling those astrology dice we have in front of us to get an idea of where your focus should be as far as that goes. Right, well, we have Gemini, so it makes sense to see that come up as far as we're going to be in Gemini season for the first weeks of June. Obviously, the Sun will be there, Venus will be there for a while, Mercury as well, so plenty of energy moving through there. There'll be a new moon in Gemini, so plenty of energy going on there. But yeah, for you guys, Gemini is your second house of self-worth, possessions, finances. Alright, we have Neptune, and Neptune's actually in your 11th house of groups, hopes and wishes, friendships, and it's been there for quite some time, so that's a transit you've been dealing with for a while, but it could still be coming to the forefront this month. And we have 12, so 12th house energy for you guys is Aries, and we still have Chiron there, the North Node there. But yeah, 12th house in general points to spirituality, blind spots, and mental health. So there could be some focus there as well. So we'll keep those in mind as we go through the main spread. In the main situation position, we have the Page of Pentacles. And challenging that, we have the Eight of Wands. So what I'm seeing with this could just be saying that there could be a financial goal that you might have that feels like it's just out of reach. And it could just be one of those things where, because it might seem like either there's more expenses that come up, right? Or if it's a work situation, you might feel like the amount of work that gets thrown on your lap seems to increase before your pay does, right? Things along those lines. So you might just feel like you're just stuck in the same spot at this time, even though it feels like there's more demands being put on you. Alright, in the foundation position, we have the Seven of Pentacles. So this is actually a Taurus energy right here, and this actually represents the last 10 degrees of Taurus, and we're just wrapping up Taurus season, so could just be saying that that's how you're feeling right now, right? Maybe you're reevaluating, maybe you've put a lot of time toward this situation, a lot of time, energy, maybe even money, right? Invested a lot of money in the situation, but you might feel like what you're getting back from it seems to be less and less each time around. So let's say if you've been at the job for 7 years, right? Maybe the first 6 years it felt like there was steady growth, you were seeing that growth, and now, you know, let's say you're in year 7, and it feels like, okay, it just seems like I'm almost starting over here because the growth seems to be slowing quite a bit. So that could be the energy you're up against right now. Alright, in the past position, we have the Ace of Swords. So yeah, could just be saying that somebody might have come to a realization around the situation recently, right? So maybe you've been in this cycle for a while, but for whatever reason, it never really caught your eye, right? You were like, okay, I'm close to this goal. But then you might have started to realize over time, like, hold on, why does it feel like the goalpost keeps moving, right? Every time I get closer to it, it seems like the goal moves further away. So that could have been a realization you guys might have come to recently. Yeah. I'm trying to think if anything else comes to mind with that, but I think that's about it. All right. In the present position, we have the Eight of Cups. So yeah, so some of you might actually decide to walk away from the situation, right? So given that I'm seeing all the pentacle energy, I thought that, okay, maybe it was something related to career, for example, but it doesn't necessarily have to be, right? Like I said, for some of you, it could be investments as well, which is another way finances could play a role in the situation. But I feel like whatever the situation is, you feel like you've been putting more and more into it, but seeing less from it. So looks like you could be seeking something more fulfilling. And this is Pisces energy here, which is also where we mentioned Neptune is right now. So that could be coming into play as well. All right, in the near future position, we have the Page of Swords. So yeah, so this could represent you guys putting yourselves out there in some way, right? So maybe, for example, like I said, if you're feeling like you're ready to move away from, let's say, it's a career, right? Maybe you're going to start putting your resume out there and see whatever job opportunities there might be, right? If it's some kind of investment that you've put money into, right? Maybe you're looking at, okay, is there some way I can move that money around, right? Things along those lines there. It's where I feel like you're getting to that point where you're like, all right, I need to take some kind of action here. All right, in the position of your influence in a situation, we have the Four of Cups. So yeah, so this could be a difficult dynamic too, right? So let's say again, using the job scenario where, okay, I'm gonna put my resume out there and see what else is out there. And then the things that are available, you might feel like, okay, this doesn't necessarily seem like it's fulfilling either, right? It might not even feel like an improvement. So you could just be feeling a little bit stuck at this time. Like, okay, what do I do now, right? So with that in mind, the good thing is in the environment position, we do see the Wheel of Fortune. And this is actually the energy that represents Jupiter in the major arcana. And of course, we've had Jupiter in your sign. It's just wrapping up its transit through there at the time of recording this. It's about to move into Gemini, and it'll be there for more or less the next year. And Gemini for you guys is your second house of finances, possessions, self-worth, right? We were talking about that when we saw it come out with your dice. So this could just be saying, especially if this is around some kind of financial issue, you could see some forward progress and momentum in that area of life coming this month too. All right, in the hopes or fears position, we have the Seven of Wands. So yeah, again, like I said, it could just feel like you might feel like you can't keep up with what's going around you, right? So like I said, maybe if you had a certain salary, right, and it was a comfortable salary for a while, but now as the cost of things all around are going up and up and up, right? You're like, okay, well, if my salary isn't going up to compensate for that, then there's an issue, right? So it could just be one of those things. Or again, like I said, just people putting more and more demands on you with some, promise of some goal in the distant future, like, oh, we'll give you this promotion, but then, just seems like the work piles up, but none of that's actually coming through, right? So it could just be one of those things. All right, and in the outcome position, we have the Devil. So yeah, to me, this says that at least in this month, you're going to feel like you're just stuck, right? Because like I said, that's what I feel like is going to happen. You're unhappy with where you currently are. You're going to look around to see what else is out there. You're not necessarily going to see something that seems like an improvement, so then you feel like, well, now what, right? And it does seem like it won't be too long-lasting of a dynamic that you'd be feeling that way, because like I said, especially seeing the Wheel of Fortune and the environment, if this is a financial situation for sure, that seems like it would just improve over the next year. But that looks like, at least like I said, in this month you might be feeling like you're stuck to something, like, okay, I'm trying to get out of this, but it doesn't seem to be working out the way I'd hoped. All right, the bottom of the deck, we have the Nine of Cups. So usually this is an energy of contentment, fulfillment, and actually it's often referred to as the wish card as well. So to me, seeing this at the bottom of the deck is another indicator that there can be improvement for you guys for sure. So like I said, it's probably just going to be one of those things where, at least for a short while, you might feel like you're stuck and you can't see a way around the situation, but things might start to improve gradually as we get toward the end of the month and maybe even moving forward into Cancer season, which is a more supportive energy for your sign as well. All right. From the Four Agreements deck, we have Be Impeccable with Your Word. It says, realize the power of your word. All right, so let's see what this has to say. All right, it says, your word is the power that you have to create. It is a gift that comes directly from God. So interesting message there. Makes me think of the fact that we will have Mercury moving into Cancer, which is your house of communication, just after the midway point of June. So if anything, if there are some important conversations that you might feel like you need to have, that might be the ideal time to do it. There won't be any worries of Mercury retrogrades or anything like that this month for sure. So once it moves into your house communication, that might be a good time to discuss things. Or, really, if it is financially related too, as it moves through your second house, that wouldn't be a bad time to have discussions either. But hopefully that resonated. All right, moving on to your Wisdom Oracle card, we have Deep Knowing. There's the artwork, and the number is 43. So we'll see what this has to say. All right, central meanings says intuition, listening to the oracle within, empathy, hypersensitivity. The oracle's message: intuition is the faculty that allows you to enter into a dialogue with source, the consciousness that you are a part of, but cannot see with the naked eye. It's perplexing that people are taught to ignore this natural capacity to navigate their journeys to access their inner guidance. Know that you have an ability to read between the lines and find all the truth that was missing when the story was told. This deep knowing allows you to open the door to wisdom far greater than what is available in the limitations of human experience. You're given information that may make no sense whatsoever to the logical mind or five senses, but which is 100% correct and true. The trick is to listen and then to act accordingly. You're now invited into the sacred dialogue of deep knowing, so tune in and trust your vibes. They will be right. Ask and you will receive answers from unusual sources. So yeah, definitely a positive message there, and it made me think of what we were talking about with that Ace of Swords energy in the past, where you might have had some kind of a sudden insight around the situation, and maybe that was the problem for a while, right? Maybe you're like, oh no, that doesn't seem right. You might have doubted it, but this message might seem to emphasize that maybe it was exactly what you needed to hear at that time. All right, the relationship message says there are occasions when you just know deep in your heart and soul that a person is going to play a meaningful role in your life. Someone crosses your path and suddenly, out of the blue, you're connected at a level impossible to describe. That feeling marks a moment in time etched indelibly onto your soul. Someone has entered your life who will be instrumental in your journey, so pay attention. Two hearts are calling to each other to begin an alchemical process. This is also a sign that your intuition about the person you care about is correct. Trust your heart to lead you now. Magic is about to happen. So yeah, I do have to say this didn't necessarily come across as a romantic connection dynamic when I was looking at the main spread, but for those of you looking for guidance there, hopefully that resonated as well. And the prosperity message says this is a time when your hunches will pay large dividends if you listen to them, take the risk, and act. Within you there is an oracular consciousness, a higher and deeper knowing that transcends the machinations of the smaller thinking mind. At the deep level of your intuitive senses, you have an access point to the genius of the collective. The energies of all thinkers and creators, all inventors and leaders, and all that you need in order to leap into success are available to tune into. This is an act of listening intently. Past the busy mind, your genius awaits. So past your busy mind, the genius awaits really struck a chord with me because I feel like it could just be saying that if you are just constantly on the go, right? Like I said, where you just feel like there's an unstopped work coming your way, or you're just constantly moving things around to try to reach this goal. The key there might be to at least try, if you can, to detach, even if you just take a long weekend or something, and maybe through doing so, that might actually rejuvenate you guys in some way. But hopefully that resonates for you guys. We'll wrap up there, and I'll see you all next month. All right, bye.